Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daria Konofsky. I'm the Director of Public Relations for the Ottawa Freedom Centre. So it's my job just to make sure that between ourselves and third-party organizations, as well as our volunteers and the individuals that we do help on a daily basis, that everything flows smoothly, and that we're able to help and outreach to as many people as we possibly can. Today we were supposed to have Mayor Jim Watson with us. Unfortunately, he is unable to be here. However, he did write a letter on behalf of his absence. On behalf of the members of Ottawa City Council, it is my distinct pleasure to extend congratulations to the management and staff of the Ottawa Freedom Centre, 265 Montreal Road, Unit 4, in recognition of its official opening in the Vanier community. I am delighted to acknowledge the Centre's administrators and employees for providing valuable legal, paralegal, social services, housing, health, and entrepreneurship information and resources to the community. As head of council, I convey my best wishes to the Ottawa Freedom Centre for success with its mission. Jim Watson, Mayor of Ottawa. Alors, le maire d'Ottawa devrait être ici, mais malheureusement, il ne peut pas nous joindre. Donc, il a écrit une lettre pour nous. Au nom des membres du conseil municipal d'Ottawa, j'ai l'immense plaisir de présenter nos félicitations à la direction et au personnel de l'Ottawa Freedom Centre, 265 Chemin Montréal Uni, Bureau 4. À l'occasion de l'inauguration de cet organisme dans la communauté de Vanier. Je suis heureux de saluer les administrateurs et les employés du centre qui fournissent de précieux conseils juridiques et parajuridiques, ainsi que de l'information des ressources liées aux services sociaux, au logement, à la santé et à l'entrepreneuriat. En tant que chef du conseil, je transmets mes meilleurs vœux de succès à l'Ottawa Freedom Centre dans sa mission. C'est du maire Jim Watson. To start off with our honored guests, I'd like to bring forth Yasser.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to take too long. We've got other speakers as well and other priorities in the day, but I want to congratulate on the opening of the Ottawa Freedom Centre. A lot of you here in the room, I've had the opportunity of working with you in the community, so I know the kind of individuals you are. I know the kind of commitment and passion that you bring to the community, and I'm confident that the same passion and commitment will result in the success of the Ottawa Freedom Centre and the work that you have done and continue to do in making sure that everybody in our society, in our community, have the opportunity to live the way they want to live, and they have the means to succeed in life, so that we are not judging them by the norms that sometimes we do and undermine their efforts in being successful in life. So once again, congratulations. Happy to be here. I've, through Joanne Law, been hearing about Ottawa Freedom Centre for some time, and I'm happy that it's embarking today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It gives me a great pleasure to be here this morning as your MPP and neighbor. So, and I'm also the minister responsible for public safety and correctional services. So I'm pleased to be joined by Yasser Naqvi, who is the MPP for Ottawa Centre and also the Minister of Labour. And of course, our dear Municipal Councillor Mathieu Fleury, who does a wonderful job here in the community. So I'm very happy to be here for the official opening of the Ottawa Freedom Centre. I'm often called upon to speak about my constituency, and I always state how very proud I am to live in and to represent Ottawa Vanier, a community that is truly a microcosm of our global reality, a community that is rich in diversity and culture, a community with a rich history and a very bright future, and most importantly, a very inclusive and welcoming community. And on that note, as one of your neighbors, because my office is just a block away, And as the MPP for Ottawa-Vanier, I would like to welcome you into the neighborhood. Alors, on vous souhaite la bienvenue dans Vanier et bienvenue dans le voisinage. Vous offrez un service qui est exceptionnel, vous offrez des services qui est nécessaire. And I know that the range of programs and services you provide are varied and are much needed. In fact, my staff have already referred constituents to your office, and we look forward to working with you, and I wish you all the success. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Bon après-midi tout le monde. C'est souvent difficile quand on suit des ministres parce qu'on parle de tous les enjeux auparavant. Wanted to once again reiterate, welcome to Vanier. The community is welcoming you with open arms and saying, welcome to Montreal Road. There's so much positive that's happening in the community. It starts with the community association, with the BIAs, with the merchants, with the beautification group, and now you're part of it. We're excited that you're here. As soon as I came in, I said, wow, there's a lot of security. What's going on? I said, yeah, we're here for you. So hopefully I'll sit up front and won't do anything too much. And I'll be okay. But no, in all seriousness, welcome. We also have the in attendance member from our police services. So you know that all the services are there to support you. Ottawa Public Health's another agency that's there in terms of offering support for the organization. Bienvenue encore une fois. On va apprécier puis on regarde à l'avant afin de s'assurer qu'on puisse travailler avec vous pour encore stimuler la communauté puis être là pour être disponible pour la communauté. Je pense que c'est ce qui est important dans ce que vous offrez. Je disais à travers les programmes, puis c'est la disponibilité. Je passais à travers l'horaire, puis souvent on voit les organismes qui sont fermés la fin de semaine. On voit le dimanche, the Stress Management Workshop. Maybe I should sign up. Merci.
I always love it when somebody comes in late and has to go, well, not just you, and has to go underneath the cameras. We've all been there, believe me. And but security, we do rent it out. Okay. Actually, the neat part is that these are students from Everest College, and they are learning their roles, and they get to do it in real time with real people in real situations, and I think that's a really great opportunity for them. You can talk all you want, but practice is the real thing. And I've read about you a lot, so I'm very pleased to actually put a face to you now. It's good though, good. Okay. Part of my role is to identify the board of directors, the founders. Okay. So Claude Laurent. Okay. And Kelly Schneider. And Brian Merkel. And Joanne Locke. The role of the center is evolving. At the moment, it is incorporated as a not-for-profit organization. It is in the process of going towards charitable status. We filled out all the paperwork and we're about to file. And that's an interesting process because you have to actually say what you're going to do that is distinctly different from what somebody else is going to do. Otherwise, Revenue Canada, which has a wonderful sense of humor, says no. And so what we did was we looked at a number of issues that we feel other people are touching on, but not actually addressing. Okay? So when we talk about stress and stress management, which is the area that Claude's interested in and does a lot of work, we're not talking about just a standard course on stress. We're talking about, so if you want to quit smoking, you have the stress of that process. So there's all the medication and the patches and all that stuff. So, but we also have a lot of people who come here for legal aid assistance or guidance for the paralegals, and we're running a bit of a program on how to deal with the legal system and not be overly stressed. I think we could go down to the courthouse and probably just open up a booth and take memberships or something like that, because it doesn't always make sense and it's a difficult process. But we also have used stress in an area that Kelly is into, which is life coaching and addictions and dealing with addictions. And you can go to AA and can I tell them what you just achieved? She just achieved 15 years of sobriety. That is amazing. And the nice part about having her here, besides the 15 years, is that she tells me on occasion she's fallen off, which is what we need to be able to say to people, that it's a real process. It's not a one-time and you don't get on the bus and you get off at Banier and that's your cured. It's a long process, and she's also learning about the stress management, and she's getting the clinical supports that we have providing to our life coaches. Okay. Joanne, for those of you who don't know, she is a internationally recognized and holds several international awards, including being invited to the United Nations to talk about transgendered issues globally. Okay? The fun part about Joanne is she's also firmly planted here. Okay? She's the only person I ever knew who crashed a major national union convention. Because they were talking about gay and lesbian rights, and she walked up and said, "Can anybody see me?" And they said yes, and she said, "No, I don't think so, because you don't have me there." And it takes courage. It takes courage to do that. But what she did, what the outcome was that that union started to look at rights for all people. Right? And so we have the privilege of having Joanne here. Jason is an amazing person. He is going to be working with Joanne on our gay and lesbian transgendered support program. He's going to be heading up the work on a female-to-male program. When you do the research in Canada, you look under female-to-male transgendered individuals in the transition process, you find information about it included. Then when you go to the website, so you call the people and you say, "So what do you really have?" And they say, "A pamphlet." And, well, we have a lot of male to females, and it's the same thing, you know. And have you ever watched a man get dressed and a woman get dressed? You'll know it's not the same thing. One takes longer. And spends more time touching the material. The guys just go, "Okay, I gotta get dressed. I've got 7 minutes. I can still be there in time, drive, and dressed."
Point of information, not for everybody.
No, no. And across the board, there's always going to be variations. And those are great, because that's what we want. Okay? But anyway, we are very lucky to have him going to be here and to help us to lead and understand. We do have, and I have worked with the various clinics in Canada. Most people don't realize that the clinic in Montreal, Brossard Clinic, is one of the leading transgender sex reassignment surgery clinics in the world. I've worked with transgendered people since 1980. The first person I ever saw who was transgender, because they were transgendered and incarcerated in a provincial prison, was brought to me in handcuffs, leg irons, and shackles, because they were transgendered and they didn't fit in the prison. And I had a warden who was losing hair because he didn't know where to put this person. And so I said, "Well, you know, bring him over and we'll talk." And I had these 2 guys show up whose necks were bigger than my thighs, and this little person. And he said, "I always thought I was a woman." He was an Aboriginal, two-spirited person. And I said, "Well, what happens if you're with the guys?" He said, "I get raped." I said, "What if you're with the women?" He said, "I make moccasins." And I said, "Well, geez, that's a pretty tough conversation." So I went back and talked to both sides of the prison, and the women said, "No, have him come over." And I said, "Well, you know, they're really worried that he's going to go through all of this so that he can sneak into your bathroom and hear you tinkle, and then he might rape you." And they go, "Eh, that's good beadwork," but he didn't know, forget it. So we had to learn through that process, and it was a big one for the provincial penal system to deal with in 1980. So we have a lot of issues that are going on. We have a lot of programs and support. And the neat part is, and this is the thing why I'm involved, okay, because I am unpaid, and I'm involved because of the labor rules. And I left the Ministry of Health because the Ministry of Health sent me a note saying that if you were depressed, you got 6 sessions, and if you were schizophrenic, you got 9, and if you were suicidal, well, you got up to 7 if you didn't kill yourself before. And we had a problem, because you can't open up people. You can't say to people, we're here to support you, and then say, oh, excuse me, the timer went off. You can come back in a year. Hang on to that problem, please. And so I left, and one of the reasons that I'm here is because this center does not have that mentality. In fact, it has a different version. It's called Welcome Back to the Next Stage. Whether it's life coach, or addiction, or stress, or gender, or identity, or relationships, or things that you're dealing with, housing and minor legal issues, it's a welcome back process, not, oh, you've used up your time. And I think that's a significant, hugely significant difference. And I'm really pleased to be part of that. I really would like to thank you, because I have huge respect for the amount of time that the three of you put in. The number, I had a meeting with Yasser at 4:30 on a Friday afternoon. I thought, yeah, right. And his staff were laying out the rest of his evening till 11:30. And I'm sure that's your staff, okay? And probably yours. When someone goes into the field of politics, they go in because they care and they really, really want to make a difference. Because otherwise, they'd never survive. And I think part of their salary should be an energy drink, something like that, because I don't think I could keep it up. And I'd like to say thank you to the three of you.
Thank you.
And for everybody else who's here. From the Ottawa Police, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands, the City of Ottawa's police is one of the most advanced police services in Canada in dealing with diversity.
In North America.
Well, in North America. In dealing with diversity, in dealing with multiple avenues of resolving issues and conflict, in working with the community. So I really would like people to realize that when you see someone in a uniform, that's a person who's on your side. I grew up in inner city Los Angeles, what was now known as the Watts. And I was the only white kid in a 20-block radius. And I didn't have that relationship with the police. In fact, I was more likely to be seen running. So being here, we have a great opportunity, and I think we should continue to use it and nurture it. So thank you very much.
Well, we had a student work with us, Melanie, and she's actually decided to join our team as our community development officer, and she'll be going out into the community to bring other organizations to us and vice versa. And so today we have Joanne's going to give her a little present and welcome her to our team full time. Melanie? Maybe,
Joanne, you're not passing gas.
On behalf of the people at the Freedom Center, we want you to hang this behind your wall or take it home and put it on your bedroom. Thank you for your support.
Thank you very
And
much.
you're going to be like an awesome part of the team. I really think so. Congratulations.
Thank
just
you
wanted
very
to ask Matthew if he can come up and just say a quick word.
Yeah.
Melanie.
Well, it's fun to see progress, right? When you see students start learning and really belonging to a group and staying, that's refreshing because, when you're a student, you're looking for an opportunity, you're looking for something somewhere where you fit in, where you see yourself in, a window of time, make it a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or forever. So it's fun to see that progress. At the same time, I know very little of Melanie, but she spoke to my staff, and my staff said, just get there, Melanie will have it all set up. So when we hear that, that's a positive thing, right?
Mhm.
When we go to meetings, we go to a lot of events, and there's one contact person, and they've built that contact with our team, that's refreshing. So I'm sure you'll have an amazing time. It seems like you've had so far. Continue to believe, and
Absolutely.
this is for you. We want to hear from you.
I get really nervous with these things, but I have made great friends here, and I love it. Has been a growing process for me, and it's just the puzzles fit together, and I love the Freedom Center. I believe in it, which I think is why everything has worked the way it has, and I'm very pleased and excited about joining the team full time.
Hey, welcome.